Hey guys, it's Sharon from Digital Nomad Quest, and today I want to talk about the topic of how to make friends while you are a digital nomad. So if you guys are new to this channel, welcome. I am all about teaching people how to build passive income, become financially free, and design your best life. So as you may already know, I was a digital nomad for about 2 years. I traveled while I was building passive income, and a lot of people ask this question about how to make friends. And I feel like there are many ways to do that now, actually. While you are abroad, it may seem scary because you don't know anyone while you're traveling from country to country, right? And it's important to build these connections and your community everywhere you're going. So let's go into my tips. So the first one, I'm gonna say co-working spaces. So co-working spaces were not a big one for me when it came to making friends. I found that when I went, a lot of people were heads down working on whatever they were trying to work on. And maybe if you stayed there for long enough, you end up meeting a lot of those people. But I felt like each time I went, I didn't feel like I made friends really, or like close friends or anything. It was still like cool to be there, but I decided not to go to co-working spaces as much as cafes because I didn't feel like spending the money to be there. But actually, I do feel like it is worth it if you need an office space. I also find that a lot of the times at co-working spaces, they're mainly locals, unless you are in like Chiang Mai. There's a lot of expats there, so it kind of depends where you go. So for example, when I was in Bucharest, I felt like there were a lot of Europeans there, not as many Americans. Like when it came to going to those co-working spaces, a lot of people from Bucharest were at that co-working space, so that's cool too if you are trying to meet locals. Just in my experience, I didn't end up meeting a lot of friends through co-working spaces because I decided against going to them as much. So I still think you can meet a lot of people there, but personally, I didn't do that. So number two, I would say Facebook groups. This one was a big one for me. I actually met some of my closest friends through Facebook groups. So what I did was I would join digital nomad Facebook groups. I would also join digital nomads in like Lisbon, or digital nomads in Bucharest, or expats in Bucharest. I just found all the ones where digital nomads and expats may be in those Facebook groups, and I would try to join those and ask, hey, who's in this area? Okay, so I ended up meeting a lot of my closest friends in Bucharest. I joined maybe like an expats in Bucharest group or something like that. I ended up going, hey, I'm here. Are there any digital nomads in the area? I ended up meeting like 4 or 5 others that I still talk to this day. I'm still really close friends with them. And it's very important to find these people, right? Because while you are abroad, you can still like talk to them online even if you guys separate. So that's what we did. We still kept in touch, and that made for a way better experience when we were doing that. Like if I didn't have that, I probably would not have nomaded for that long, to be honest. Like it's very important to have your close friends. Number 3, I would say Nomad List. So I joined Nomad List few years ago. It was like a flat fee back then. I think it's a monthly fee now, but they give you access to a Slack group, and you can join those channels and ask like, hey, who's here? I met a lot of people in Lisbon through that Slack channel. So we had like a little meetup with all of us, and I don't talk to them to this day, but like one of the people in that group, we hung out a lot while we were in Lisbon. Nomad List is definitely a great one to meet people as well. Number 4, you can meet people through dating apps. I've done that as well. That's one way to kind of get to know the culture and like learn about the local lives. That's just one way. You gotta be careful though too. You don't want to like meet creepy people or anything like that. So yeah, you can meet people through dating apps, but you gotta stay safe and be careful. Number 5 is just walking around. Actually, I met a lot of people like because I would frequent a cafe or frequent a restaurant a lot, and then maybe I strike up conversations with some of the employees or things like that. So you can meet people through just going to the local places and like staying there and like maybe just saying hi, right? That you got to be a little more extroverted for that. But I think for me personally, I like learning about people's lives and people from like, especially locals from the area. I like learning about their story. So I like striking up conversations, even though it can be a little bit out of my comfort zone. Number 6, you can also stay at hostels and guest houses sometime, and then go to those community areas where you can talk to different people staying there. And I've actually met people that way as well. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed these 6 ways of making friends while you are a digital nomad. These were basically the ways I was able to make friends while I was traveling abroad. It's very important to get your community, or else you're just seriously probably gonna feel very lonely if you don't do that. The close nomad friends I met, we ended up meeting up in like Vietnam, later in Hong Kong, in Berlin. Like, that's the great thing about making friends who are digital nomads, because sometimes you'll be like, hey, do you guys want to meet up here? And they're like, all right, let's do it. And you guys can kind of travel together and work together. And all right, so I hope you guys liked this video. If you guys liked it, make sure to smash the like button, comment below if you have any feedback, subscribe, hit that bell button to be notified of my latest videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.